I'm going to be honest with you right from the start. I did not expect to like these. I've tested a lot of tech that's supposed to sit on your face. Smart glasses, mixed reality headsets, experimental wearables, and almost all of them have felt either uncomfortable, awkward, unnecessary, or just straight up impractical. But after spending real hands-on time with Meta's new Ray-Ban display glasses, something surprising happened. For the first time ever, I could actually see a future where smart glasses make sense. Not as a replacement for everything, not yet, but as a genuinely useful device that fits naturally into daily life in a way phones, watches, and even headsets never quite have. So, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what Meta's Ray-Ban display glasses are, how they work, what surprised me the most, what still doesn't quite work, and why this might be the most convincing step toward everyday smart glasses we've seen so far. Let's start with the basics. These are Meta's new $799 Ray-Ban display smart glasses. Classic. At first glance, they look like slightly thicker Ray-Bans, and that's intentional. Meta clearly understands that if smart glasses are ever going to go mainstream, they cannot look like tech products. They have to look like normal glasses first, and everything else second. But hidden inside this familiar design is a three-part system that completely changes how you interact with technology. The glasses themselves, a new display system, and an entirely new way to control them. First, the glasses. At their core, these are an evolution of the original Ray-Ban Meta glasses. You still get the built-in camera, but it's been upgraded significantly. It can now capture photos at 12 megapixels and record video at up to 3000 resolution. Is it smartphone level quality? No. Is it usable and convenient? Absolutely. Then there's the audio system. 2 speakers, one in each arm, positioned close enough to your ears that you can clearly hear audio without blocking out the world around you. On top of that, there are 5 microphones built directly into the frame. And this microphone setup turns out to be one of the most important parts of the entire product. Because when your device can hear you clearly at all times, without you pulling anything out of your pocket, everything changes. There are also some key upgrades compared to the previous generation. For the first time, transition lenses come standard. That means they automatically darken when you go outside and clear up when you're indoors. It sounds simple, but it makes these glasses feel far more natural as something you can wear all day. Battery life has also been significantly improved. Meta custom designed a larger battery that fills almost every available millimeter inside the arms of the glasses. And there's a reason they needed that extra power. Because the biggest change this time is the display. The display is the star of the show. Instead of augmented reality, overlays floating in the world, Meta took a very different approach. The display is a small projected image that appears slightly to the side of your right eye. You don't look directly at it. It sits just outside your main vision. And this is important. This is not augmented reality. The image is not tracked to your screen. It doesn't stick to walls. It doesn't follow objects. It's a fixed position display designed purely for quick glances. Think of it like a tiny, always available screen that only you can see. And that last part matters a lot. One of the most surprising things about this display is how bright it is. It's brighter than any smartphone screen I've ever used, and yet no one else can see it. Even at full brightness. If you're standing right in front of someone, they have no idea what's on your screen. There is no glow, no reflection, nothing. This single design choice quietly solves one of the biggest privacy concerns with smart glasses, and it works shockingly well. Another surprise? Comfort. Despite the extra hardware, the display, the battery, and the sensors, these glasses weigh 69 grams. For comparison, a normal pair of Ray-Bans weighs around 45 grams. So yes, you can tell they're heavier, but not in a way that becomes uncomfortable. They also use flexible overextension hinges that give slightly when you put them on, which helps distribute the weight more evenly. I wore them continuously for about an hour and a half, and at some point, I genuinely forgot I was wearing smart glasses. That alone is a massive achievement. Now let's talk about control. Because this is where things get really interesting. You can still interact with the glasses using touch gestures on the arms. There's also a physical capture button for photos and videos. But Meta clearly doesn't see touch as the main input method anymore. Instead, they've introduced something completely new, a neural wristband. You wear this band on your wrist. It's lightweight, comfortable, and looks almost like a simple fitness tracker. But it's not a watch. It's reading the electrical signals from the muscles in your wrist, allowing you to control the glasses using tiny, natural hand gestures. And I'll be honest, this sounded ridiculous on paper. But in practice, it's shockingly good. You double tap to wake the display. Pinch to select dot slide. Your thumb like an invisible joystick to scroll. Rotate your wrist to adjust volume. And because it doesn't rely on cameras to see your hands, you can do these gestures anywhere, hands down, under a table, even in low light. After about an hour of use, these gestures became almost automatic. I wasn't thinking about them anymore. And somehow, despite how natural it felt, I never accidentally triggered something I didn't mean to. That balance is extremely difficult to achieve, and Meta somehow pulled it off. Now let's talk about software, because this is where expectations need to be managed. Meta's been very open about their long-term vision. They believe smart glasses will eventually replace smartphones, but that future is not here yet. Right now, about half of what these glasses can do still depends on your phone. When you turn them on, you see a simple home screen, the time notifications, upcoming events. Swipe to the side, and you see your apps. The interface is clean and functional, but it's not flashy. It's not ultra smooth, and it doesn't feel like a flagship smartphone UI. There's also no app store. The app selection is small, and almost everything is a Meta version of an existing service. Meta Maps. Instead of Google Maps Meta, instead of ChatGPT. This is both a strength and a limitation. But here's the thing. Despite the limited app ecosystem, almost everything I tried felt genuinely useful. Not gimmicky, not experimental, actually useful. Messaging, for example. WhatsApp on these glasses works far better than I expected. The display is just large enough to comfortably read full messages, open links, and even watch short videos. Replying is where the 5 microphones really shine. Voice dictation is incredibly accurate. Even whispered speech is picked up clearly, with proper punctuation and grammar. It's noticeably better than phone dictation, and far better than smartwatch dictation. There are also quick replies, voice notes, and most surprisingly, handwriting. Input. You can literally write letters on your leg or in the air, one at a time, and the glasses interpret them. It sounds ridiculous, but it works well enough that I could see myself actually using it in situations where I couldn't talk. Then there are captions. This feature alone feels futuristic. You look at someone, and the glasses isolate their voice using directional audio. Background noise fades away, and real-time subtitles appear in your display. I tested this with music playing nearby, with other people talking, and it still locked onto the person I was facing. The delay is minimal, often appearing before the person has finished speaking. It feels like something out of science fiction. That same system powers real-time translation. There is a slightly longer delay compared to captions, which can feel awkward at first. You end up smiling and maintaining eye contact while waiting for the translation to appear, but the accuracy is impressive. And because the microphones are so close to your mouth, you don't need to speak unnaturally or over-enunciate. Conversations flow more naturally than any translation app I've used on a phone. Navigation is another standout. Seeing a navigation arrow rotate in real time as your head moves just makes sense. It's one of those features that feels obvious once you experience it, and weird that it didn't exist sooner. The only real concern here is meta maps. It works well enough, but competing with Google Maps long-term will be a challenge. Music playback is handled through Spotify with a simplified interface. The speaker quality is surprisingly good for something built into glasses. That said, it's not fully private. Once you go past about 40% volume, people around you will hear it. The display is invisible. The audio is not. The camera, as expected, is fine. Photos look decent. Videos are usable. Slow motion exists, but it's limited. This is not a phone replacement camera. Meta isn't pretending it is. There's also still a slight delay between pressing the capture button and the photo being taken, which could lead to missed moments. Meta AI itself is solid, but not revolutionary. What makes it special is where it lives. Having instructions, recipes, reminders, and answers sitting in your peripheral vision while your hands are busy changes how you interact with information. You can ask follow-up questions, navigate menus, control everything, all without pulling out a device. And that's when it clicks. This isn't about specs, it's about presence. You start thinking differently about technology when it's always there, instead of something you reach for. Imagine glasses that remember where you left your keys without you asking. Imagine contextual reminders triggered by what you see. Imagine AI that understands your environment continuously. We're not there yet, but this feels close. Now, let's be clear. I don't think most people should buy these right now. They're expensive. They're early. And they're not meant for everyone. But that doesn't mean they're a failure. In fact, this might be exactly what Meta needs. They're normalizing the idea of smart glasses. They're putting them into the world before competitors arrive. And they're learning fast. And now that these exist, they're going to get better very quickly. For the first time, smart glasses don't feel like a tech demo. They feel like the beginning of something real. And that's what makes Meta's Ray-Ban display glasses so interesting. Not because they're perfect, but because they finally make sense.